All right, get it copied, get it annotated. Read it with me. Explain how Greek religion, mythology, and philosophy impacted the world. So, Leah, what are we doing today? Okay, what should you have circled or highlighted? Nakaya? Explain. Okay, what's our verb? Explain and impact. Good job.
Oh my goodness.
All right, what did we learn about on Friday?
Writing and philosophy.
Okay, what about the writing? What was so special about it? Bailey.
It modified the Phoenician alphabet. And, they write it from left to right, and they certified on history, philosophy, or mythology.
Okay, and then what else did we discover? What did they do for entertainment?
Plays.
They put on plays. What types of plays?
Tragedies.
Tragedies and comedies, and what else? Darian.
They wrote epics.
They wrote epics. Okay, what else did they write? Fables. And what was one of them? Okay, that's what they were called. What was an example of it? The tortoise and the hare. And what's the underlying meaning in that fable? Slow and steady wins the race. Good job.
There's one more, informational books.
They wrote informational books. They wrote fables. What did they discuss in their writings? Anything from history, their mythology, and their religion. All right. So today, I want you to think back about all the philosophy and religion that we have discovered in all of our 5 units. You have 60 seconds to bullet everything that you remember on your on your whiteboards. About the religion philosophies that we have learned and how they impacted societies. You have 60 seconds. Go. Just bullet. Religion or philosophies. Five seconds. Cap your markers. Hold your boards up. All right, let's look at these 3 students. Y'all's markers should be down. do you notice?
They talk about confucianism.
They have a lot. They talk Confucianism, Confucianism. What else?
Taoism. Hinduism.
What else?
Architecture.
Okay, out of all the 5 units of study,
Buddhism.
basically what influenced their culture and religion. Okay? Some of y'all that have stuff about their writings, have we talked about Greek mythology or religion yet?
No.
No. Okay? What about building shrines? Okay? Where did that come from though?
I don't know. That was on Google.
But it was based off of a religion. Alright, so let's talk about, yes, clear your boards and stick them up to the side or up to the front on the numbers. Okay, in your notes, before we begin, I want you to look at these pictures. Just look at them. Think to yourself, what do you see? What does it make you think of? Are you familiar with any of them? Sit up. Absent.
The Greek gods, and that reminds me of the old days.
Okay, the old days.
That horse you were talking about us and talking to us about how it's real.
The horse was real?
Not like real.
Miss Jones didn't say that.
You said you were talking about something about a giant horse.
People got into
That was
a war.
in the Trojan Army.
There was a war.
Yes, yes, the Trojan War. But there's a myth based off of that.
It's where like the gods chose guys and there was a war between men and
Yes. Okay, what else? What else do these pictures make us think about?
The religion.
Gavin.
The Greek gods in the old Colosseum.
The Greek gods, Old Colosseum. What do you notice about the Colosseum? Or what's left of it?
It wasn't very much.
It's just columns, it's stacked.
It looks sort of like the
They see road.
Looks like it could be a what?
temple.
Okay, because where is she, why did she say that?
Philosophy. From
But why did she say something about temples?
Art, architecture.
Because their art, their architecture, and their literature was all based off of what?
Temples, shrines.
Philosophies and religions. So she thought back to prior learning, prior knowledge, and figured out, okay, then that's got to have something to do with their religion, right? Okay. We already know that the Greeks worshiped many, many gods and goddesses, right? So what do we call it?
Paleolithic.
Polytheistic. Alright, so your first heading needs to be religion. Okay, we know your first bullet that they were polytheistic, meaning the belief in many gods. And just like our previous units, the citizens built beautiful temples dedicated to their gods. Polytheistic. What does monotheistic mean?
Believe in one God.
Believe in one
So
God.
monarch to be one.
Because mono means one and poly means many. Good job. Okay, the citizens of Greece felt that the gods, or believed that the gods affected their everyday life. Meaning, they had to keep the gods happy because unhappy gods, they were scared would affect their city. Happy gods would not hurt their city.
whiteboard is this?
Okay, just like in previous units, they too held religious festivals. That was yearly. What does yearly mean?
Annual.
Annual. Where rituals were performed. These rituals consisted of sacrifices and gifts. Sacrifices meaning what?
Kill
Okay.
somebody.
No. They killed
Not
like
somebody.
an animal. Normally it was an animal, and then they like sometimes they burnt it, and like apparently the gods like then they were happy.
Yes. Normally it was an animal. Animal sacrifices and then physical gifts were given. Alright, so let's draw some conclusions here. If they were given gifts and they made animal sacrifices and they believed that these gods would affect their everyday life, so it was important for them to keep them happy, do you think that they feel that the gods or goddesses, were they human? Do you think that they thought the gods or goddesses were human? Yes. Yes. They had human characteristics just like us, is what the Greek citizens thought. Does that make sense? Because just like us, if something doesn't go our way, we get ill, right? Okay? Same way with the gods. If they're not happy, they would harm their city. You look confused.
Like, what do you mean by harm?
Like, if they made the goddess of water angry, possibly they could have to deal with flooding.
Oh, yeah, I get it. And this is God of harvest, so they're crossed with that.
Yes. I mean, they had several, God of harvest, God of sea.
And then
Ryan
Zeus-
sit up, Addison sit up. Any questions?
Don't they have 7 gods?
Okay. Why was it important to the Greeks to keep the gods happy? Bailey.
Because that was important to the culture, maybe.
Okay, what does it say in your notes?
So they won't hurt their city.
So they wouldn't harm their city. Who are people in your life that you try to keep happy? Ryan? Why? Because what? Okay. Caleb? Why? What happens if mama's not happy?
Things get thrown.
Alright. Look at this picture. Turn and talk to your partner about what the first thing you hear about when you hear myths. Sit right there. When you hear the word myth, what do you think of, what does this picture make you think about their gods and goddesses? What do you Alright, hocus pocus. Alright, Jabari said he remembers some of these gods and goddesses from our brain pop video. Who else said that?
Me.
You lying.
I said
She
that.
didn't.
Okay, the brain pot talked about who? Zeus?
Poseidon,
Hades. What,
Ephesus,
what about
Exaggerated.
dogs.
What's her name?
who, what about the goddess Medusa? Medusa. Y'all all should be familiar
I
with
thought about that fish, I thought about it was exaggerated.
Okay, well, what is a myth?
And his
This is like about lost heroes.
Yeah. So your next heading needs to be mythology. Greek myths are traditional stories about their gods and their heroes. Okay, going back to our brain pop video, the Greeks believed that their god and goddesses lived on Mount Olympus and they behaved like humans. That too should tell us, since they behaved like humans, that they should have human characteristics. They had feelings, they had emotions. Alright, dealing with religion and mythology, they decided that everyone had a destiny. Raise your hand if you can tell me what a destiny is. Darian.
Dharma? Or
I
like,
know, I understand.
Woo! Audrey.
It's like something someone is supposed to do, or something someone says that's gonna happen that you're gonna do.
Right.
You sound like a bucket list.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Oh, it's like a planned out future.
It's a planned out future. Okay? Everyone had a destiny. They thought that the priests, oracles, communicated with the gods. So that's just, they could not communicate directly with the gods or goddesses, so they went through the priests, the oracles. Remember when we talked about the oracle bombs
Yeah.
in our beginning units?
Oh yeah, they want their like arm.
And what were the oracle bombs? What was the symbolicness?
They wrote in, I'm pretty sure it was Confucianism?
The oracle bombs did what though?
They threw them in the fire. They threw them into the fire.
Right, the oracle bombs were like the magic 8 balls. So the oracles here are the priests, and they would tell the citizens of Greece what the gods' decision was for their futures. And I haven't highlighted that last bullet, so you don't need to write it in your notes. It's just a fun fact. Remember, we did a graphic organizer on Athens and Sparta. And we learned that Athens was the capital city. Athens was named after the Greek goddess Athena, meaning goddess of wisdom. When you're finished copying, everybody turn back to your graphic organizer on Athens and Sparta. It was a handout. It was an informational text. Look like this. Yeah, everybody should have it. Antonio, tell us what all we've learned about Sparta.
It's that they were very structured and had very much law. And they were strong.
Right? So does that kind of make sense as to why Athens became Greece's capital? Looks like this. It's got Athens and Sparta. Okay, and for Athens to be named after Athena, which meant goddess of wisdom. Does that make sense?
Yes.
With what we learned about Athens, does it all make sense?
Yes, there's,
Because they're a capital. What else are they known for?
They're still art.
They're skilled artisans. They're what? More pleasing. They're more wise. Isaiah. Value freedom and knowledge. Javon, what are you doing? Alright, let's flip back in our notes. Okay, on your whiteboard. How did the Greeks think their gods, goddesses behave? Just write A, B, or C. A, they had human characteristics but behaved like animals. B, they had human characteristics and behaved like humans. Or C, they did not behave like anything because they were only thought of as spirits. A, B, or C. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show me. Where's your letter? What is that? Thank you. Gavin, I can't see that, honey. Everybody has B. Good job. They had human characteristics and behaved like humans. Alright, clear your boards, have your markers. Okay, this should be a review from Friday. Philosophy. The meaning. Love of wisdom. They were concerned about the development of rational thought. From rational thought, we had two things. The nature of the universe and the divine force. And we defined the divine force as things that came from a supernatural power, deity. So in reality, what is the divine force, Darian? Why aren't you copying? In reality, what is this divine force that they thought of?
God.
They're gods. They're goddesses. That's what deity means. All right, let's get a copy quickly. Raise your hand if you're not finished. I think when we come back from break, we're going to work on putting things in our own words. Because it should not take y'all this long. Short-handed. Told y'all from day one to abbreviate. Okay, listen up. What was the meaning of Greek philosophy? Even numbers, you're going to tell your odd numbers. Raise your hand if you're an even number. Even numbers, raise your hand. Okay. You're going to tell your odd numbers the meaning of Greek philosophy. Odd numbers, raise your hand. You're gonna tell your evens, what do you think about the meaning? Okay? And then together, you'll answer, does it have anything to do with what they were concerned about? Table 1. Get started. So the only people that should be talking are 2s and 4s. You should be talking
No,
to
you're
me.
supposed to be talking to me, and
You
you're
said twos and fours.
supposed to be talking to your partner.
4s should be talking to 3s. 2s should be talking to 1s. Then continue on if you've already answered it. Continue on if your partner's already answered. Hey, hocus pocus. Everybody focus. Hey, no, my even numbers, raise your hands. Even numbers, raise your hands. Nikaya, tell me what the meaning of Greek philosophy is. The meaning of philosophy is what? Love of wisdom. What is the meaning of Greek philosophy, Jabari? The meaning of Greek philosophy, Nicole. Love of wisdom. Okay, if you're odd, raise your hand. Okay, Ryan, why do you think that the meaning of the philosophy is love of wisdom? Ashani, why do you think that the meaning of philosophy is love of wisdom? What did you tell your partner?
That the gods are like treated like kings, but the gods have more power and they can control what happens. Because kings get what they want and the gods got what they want, so they have more power and they control what happens.
Okay, so Ron, take what he said and come up with a better answer, please. Right, and what is the meaning of Greek philosophy? What is the meaning of Greek philosophy? Desiree, what's the meaning of Greek philosophy? Ryan, what's the meaning of Greek philosophy? Okay. Anybody else want to elaborate on why we think that the meaning of Greek philosophy is the love of wisdom? Audrey.
Because philosophy is like a way you think and like kind of a knowledge of its own, and they basically it's just saying they love wisdom.
Right. And who was their capital city named after?
Athena.
Athena. And Athena was the goddess of...
Wisdom.
Do you see a connection?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. All right, does it have anything to do with what they were concerned about? Just yes or no? Yes. How many of you say yes? Kinley, explain why you say yes.
Well, it's, well, the concerns are the government or rational nature of the universe and the divine force. And
That's it. That's good. Antonio, you got something to add?
And the other reason is that that the what they were concerned about is God has something to take part of because talking about the divine forces about God, they talk about the God.
Yes. And who communicated with the gods?
The philosopher,
The priests or the oracles. Bailey, what'd you have to add?
Oh, she already said it. The government
rational thought, and then it branched off into nature of the universe
and divine force.
and divine force. Good job. Okay, you need to create this graphic organizer in your notes. Call it Greek culture. You have religion, mythology, and philosophy. I went ahead and did the first bullets for each of them for you. You're welcome. Okay, we know that their religion was polytheistic. Was that in our notes?
Yes.
Yes, you should have the first bullet under religion. Under mythology, we knew that they lived at the top of who? Mount Olympus. That's in our notes from today. That's also in our notes that we took on the brain pop from what, 2 weeks ago? Okay, and then philosophy, we've discussed in detail 2 days now, the love of wisdom. Once you finish, go ahead and start looking back through your notes, because we're going to fill in this graphic organizer together as a class. Or we're going to add a characteristic of each as a class, and then you're on your own. Isaiah and Ryan. Get it together. You want to share, Beth?
Oh, I'm ready.
Or which one first?
Religion.
Okay, give me one characteristic to add for religion.
Well, they had belief in many gods, and they had built beautiful temples.
Okay, so beautiful temples. Any volunteers for mythology? Ooh. Talia. Gods, goddesses, controlled, their destiny. Okay, philosophy.
Divine force.
Religion. Somebody besides Bailey who hasn't gone. Ashley. Religious, yearly religious festivals. Something else about mythology. Any volunteers that has Isaiah? Do what now? Mythology. Okay, so priests communicated. CCOMM, I'm abbreviating for communication. And what else about philosophy, Addison? Okay, any questions about what we have on the board so far? Now, by yourself, you have 2 minutes to list one more characteristic of each.
Okay.
By yourself. I gave you the first one. We did the next couple. Now you're doing the last ones to get, by yourself. Look back at your notes. What have we not listed? This is all coming from your bullets for today. One more minute. All right, Bailey, tell me what I need to add for religion.
The foreign sacrifice and gifts.
Okay, that's religious festivals. Desiree. Do what? Okay. God's affected daily life. Could you put something else? Addison. Keep their gods happy. All right, what did you put for mythology, Nikaya? Talia. Do what now? The gods behave like humans. That's very important. And then what else are we missing for philosophy? Eddie.
That's supernatural power. That's,
What now?
they said they had supernatural power.
Okay, that's mythology. Tell me about philosophy. Philosophy. We're on philosophy.
Has supernatural power.
We're on philosophy. What type of thought? Rational. Yes, they behave like humans. They had supernatural powers. That all goes under mythology. One thing's for sure, y'all know that. All right, any questions about your graphic organizer? Okay, take your whiteboards. Leave your notes open. On your whiteboards, divide your board into 3 columns. So you need 2 diagonal lines. Not diagonal, parallel lines. It should look like this. Put a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Under your 3 column, bullet 3 facts about Greek mythology. Under your 2 column, bullet 2 facts about 3 about Greek religion, 2 about Greek mythology, and 1 about Greek philosophy. Go. This shouldn't take any longer than maybe 3 minutes, if that long. Three bullets, 2 bullets, 1 bullet. Y'all should be on 2. should be coming for your notes from today. Hang on.
That do better today.
It's on table two. One minute.
I think I've cafe day in this group.
Okay, let me go